Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Alisha, and in today's video, I will be giving you a book review and my bookish thoughts on Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. So, let's talk about this one. Let's talk about Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. I'll read the synopsis on the inside, and then we'll get into my thoughts. So the synopsis says, in a galaxy powered by the current, everyone has a gift. Kyra is the sister of a brutal tyrant who rules the Shotet people. Kyra's current gift gives her pain and power, something her brother exploits, using her to torture his enemies. But Kyra is much more than just a blade in her brother's hand. She is resilient, quick on her feet, and smarter than he knows. Akos is the son of a farmer and an oracle from the frozen nation planet of Thuv. Protected by his unusual current gift, Akos is generous in spirit, and his loyalty to his family is limitless. Once Akos and his brother are captured by the enemy Shotet's soldiers, Akos is desperate to get his brother out alive, no matter what the cost. Then Akos is thrust into Kyra's world, and the enmity between their countries and families seem insurmountable. Will they help each other to survive, or will they destroy one another? Carve the Mark is Veronica Roth's stunning portrayal of the power of friendship and love in a galaxy filled with unexpected gifts. So let's talk about Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. This is the first book in a duology. I believe this is science fiction or fantasy. It could be a sci-fi fantasy. I'm not 100% sure on how to classify this. There's a lot of, there's 9 different planets in this story, but we're focusing on one of the planets and these 2 different colonies. The Thuvestite, I believe it's pronounced, I'm not 100% sure, and then the Shotet. Kyra is from the Shotet side of things, and Akos is from the Thuvestite side of things. We get 2 different perspectives in this book. You get Kyra's and you get Akos. They bounce back and forth. Sometimes it's like Kyra, Akos, Kyra, and then you'll see another one by Kyra, but then you bounce back to Akos. So in that respect, it took me out of the story a little bit because I just wanted to know what was going on from one person's perspective. Like, if this was from Kyra's perspective, I could get on board with it. If it was from Akos' perspective, I could get on board with it. But the fact that it goes back and forth in between, I didn't know if I was coming or going sometimes. And I couldn't figure out, I had to go back to the beginning of the chapter sometimes to figure out whose perspective it was, because sometimes they would mention the other character and I would get lost. And the other thing that I didn't like about this one is there is a glossary in the back of the book, and I don't even know how to pronounce half the words. I wish that I would have known that there was a glossary so that I would have been able to see some of the words before I actually saw them in the story. So that kind of took me out, because then I didn't know about the glossary until after I finished reading the book. So I kind of wish the glossary was in the front. Furthermore, the characters. I mean, again, if it was from Kyra's perspective, I could get on board with it. If it was from Akos' perspective, I could get on board with it. I'm leaning more towards Akos' side of things. I would like to know his story, because he and his brother were the ones that were kidnapped from their village and taken to the Shotet village, and they were used for their current gifts. Each character in here has a current gift, and Akos and his brother did not know their current gifts until they got to the Shotet village. Akos has the ability that he can touch Kyra and takes her pain away and is immune to her current gift. Her current gift is that she has black lines all throughout her face and her skin, and if she touches someone, then she can transfer the pain that she feels to them. And so her brother uses that to his advantage to rule the Shotet village and against his enemies. So Akos has the ability to take that pain away from her. Kyra, again, used for her brother in interrogations to rule the Shotet family or the village. So she's not happy about that. So we get pieces of that. We get pieces of him, Akos. But I couldn't keep up. I honestly, I didn't know if I was coming or going. I didn't know what was going on, really. I felt like there were pieces missing. I felt like there needed to either be more description or more character building or something. Something just felt like it was missing. And the fact that I couldn't follow along very easily, it just, I felt lost. And I know that there is a sequel. As I said, this is a duology. I don't know that I would read the sequel. I may read it because I have it on my shelves, but I could literally take this one and the sequel and donate it and be done. I'm not very interested in finding out what happens to them in the second book. Kyra, to me, felt like she was a kind of a brat in a sense. She was nobility in her village, but because of the way her brother treated her, she put up walls, she protected herself against letting anyone in, and people hated her, and they were scared of her because of her gift. Akos, on the other hand, I could get on board with him. Like I said, if it was from his perspective, I could get on board with it. His storyline was he was kidnapped, he was trying to save his brother and get them back home, but he had to be by Kyra's side 24/7. And I don't know if I were in his shoes, if I could be in that kind of lifestyle. So this one, like I said, dual perspectives. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. I don't know that I could care less about the characters. I don't want to know. I don't know if I would care to see what happens to them in the second book. Like I said, I may still read it just to read it and see, but I could literally put these books down and walk away. I couldn't keep up. I didn't know if I was coming or going, and besides Akos, I could care less about the other characters. Didn't like them, couldn't relate to them. And I know, this is one of, I haven't read too many of the sci-fi, fantasy type stories. So for something like this, I'm not used to this type of thing. So I don't know if this is a genre for me, but it was a good book to try. It was a good test to see if I would like this genre of reading. And I don't know, I might try a couple more, but this one in particular, I don't think it's for me. So, like I said, I may still read the second one just to see how it ends with the duology, but I don't have high hopes for it. Let's just say that. Again, rated this one 3 out of 5 stars, and yeah, I will definitely be unhauling this one when I'm done. If I read the second one, then depending on how that turns out, I may just donate them to my local library. Well, those are my thoughts on Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!